This is insane. We have some massive LEGO Star Wars leaks, so let's just get right into it. Starting off with two buildable characters with set 75430 for $90 with an August release, a buildable Ewok. We already knew about this for quite some time, but now we have some more solidified confirmation on this set, and it will be happening, so that is super exciting. A little bit out of left field, but at the same time, it was expected with the buildable character line gaining in popularity. And Ewok, it was at some point going to happen. Along with the buildable Ewok, we are getting another buildable figure with the second Andor set, and that is going to be set 75434 K2SO. Now, we've already had this droid in a buildable figure similar to what the Jyn Erso was, so this is going to be a much bigger model, going to have a lot more detail, and should be a better seller. Once again, with the Ewok, this set is going to be $90. So I am excited for that. And while this is exciting, I think there is a little bit of disappointment because fans, when they heard a second Andor set, we were all thinking and really wanting a Hallcraft coming out, but that is not the case. But I think LEGO heard the fan demand for that set, and eventually it will be happening, but that isn't in the cards for any time in 2025, which is okay, but I think that we will definitely be getting it. Now for the meat and potatoes of the leaks that we have, starting off with a new MTT. Set 75435 is rumored to be $150. There have been 3 prior versions of the Playscale MTT, one in 2000, one in 2007, and the most recent one from 2014. Now, the 2007 version is highly regarded as the best, and it's one of the most iconic LEGO Star Wars sets ever. Super popular, packed with battle droids. So that is what I want this newer version to be like. But the big question is, exactly, we don't know the size of it, but the current state of LEGO Star Wars is we are getting a lot of similar or remakes of sets, and they are being downsized. But that is okay. I still think LEGO will do a phenomenal job with this. Now, the big question is this going to be the typical MTT like we've seen in every single Playscale model before? Or is LEGO going to do something a little bit different and give us a Clone Wars MTT? And the reason I bring that up is because when this leak happened, there was a post from Lego_Minecraft Goat on Instagram, and it was the Polybag Clone Wars MTT, and it had a little blue heart on it. So it makes me wonder, will LEGO be going in a different direction? This shouldn't surprise anyone. LEGO made a Wookiee gunship, a police gunship, and most recently a Coruscant Guard gunship. Some pretty niche sets all the time that LEGO likes to do. And sets like this, I'm a big fan of doing something a little bit off the wall, not the traditional gunship or MTT for this case. So I would be a huge fan if they decided to go a little bit, I don't want to say off the wall, but a little bit out of the norm. I guess that's what I'm going to have to say here. A little unusual. That's the word I'm looking for. Not even unusual. You know what I'm trying to say. Something not that the majority of people would be used to when they think of an MTT. I think that it would be good as long as it's done right, as long as the detail is there. I will be very happy with it. I think this is a perfect set for the summer wave. Regardless of it being a Clone Wars MTT or not, I still think it will be a fantastic model as long as it has ample play features, ample battle droids, whichever it is. All right, the big news that absolutely has shaken the Star Wars community in every way possible is the news of the UCS set coming out this October, and it is going to be a Death Star, but the price of it is going to be $1,000. Absolutely insane. I never thought this day would come. There's always been the conversation of what will the first LEGO set be for $1,000? Will it ever happen? And well, it's officially here. The set number is 75419, the UCS Death Star. Me personally, I thought the first $1,000 set would have been a Jedi Temple, but a Death Star is something that very well could have been up there as well. I don't know what to say. I am absolutely shocked. I have had some time to process this, and I still can't imagine a $1,000 set on the LEGO site in store seeing $999.99 on the shelf just in front of you for a LEGO set. It just seems wild. I mean, I already thought the $800 and then raising it to $850 for the Falcon and AT-AT Walker was a lot, but then again, those sets are some of the most iconic, and I think that price tag is justified because of how beautiful those sets are. So there's a lot of high standards for any LEGO Star Wars UCS set, but now when you start talking about $1,000, the standards are just that much more. Just off the bat, I expect this set to have little to no stickers at all. I mean, it's $1,000 at this point. There's no reason that you shouldn't be printing every piece on that set. And this should be the largest minifig selection for LEGO Star Wars. I expect there to be anywhere between 30 to 40 minifigs in this set. I think the minimum should be 30, and there should be dual molded legs on every minifig that is required to have them. There should be ample detail everywhere. It's going to be super laser focused on every small detail when you're charging just this much money. This is so much different than a $45 set or a $50 set. Now, granted, we all want those sets to be perfect, but there's a huge difference here now. We have the UCS line, which is like the best of the best that LEGO likes to market it for, the ultimate collector. It is right there in the title. So the standards for this are higher than any set across any LEGO theme ever before, and I just don't have any idea of what this can include to be $1,000, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously it's going to need to have an interior. There's no debate about that. It's going to need to have panels around the outside. I don't think this is going to be a giant open play scale Death Star like we saw in 2008 and then in 2016. Now, while those sets are both really cool, they are not $1,000 worth, and I don't know how LEGO would make it $1,000 worth. And before the 2008 model, you had the UCS Death Star 2 from 2005, which was a remarkable set. I feel it was so ahead of its time, but it was very fragile, and whenever you moved it, the biggest complaint that you still hear is how fragile and flimsy it is. It feels like it's going to fall apart. So when I hear a $1,000 set, I automatically think a ton of minifigs, an interior, a great exterior. I don't know if this is going to be the first Death Star, the second Death Star. Just some speculation or a cool idea would be the ability to take off the panels on the set and make it either the Death Star 1 or Death Star 2 and have a super highly detailed interior. I guess sort of like a hybrid one of these UCS play scale ones like we saw from 2008 and 2016, and kind of combine it with the outside or the shell from the 2005 model. But I don't know how exactly you would build a stand strong enough to support all that weight, because like we saw with the UCS Star Destroyer and the UCS Venator, the Star Destroyer was, I don't want to say flimsy, but it does have some movement to it. It has a little bit of a shake whenever you go to move it around. And then they upgraded that with the Venator stand. So there was a reason why there was no interior. It was going to be way too heavy, and it was probably just going to end up collapsing or really sagging over time. With the Death Star, I don't know how they avoid that. I think that they have something up their sleeve. I don't know if it's going to be as clean looking as many people would want, because they are going to have a ton of support to, in my mind, what I believe is going to happen, a crazy interior and have a big exterior. I think this set's going to be absolutely massive. It's going to have to be huge in size to justify that $1,000 price. As you can probably tell, I am all over the place thinking about this Death Star. It literally changes the landscape of LEGO Star Wars, the future of it forever. Now, there's endless possibilities for UCS sets. I mean, I don't think the Jedi Temple is too far out of anyone's idea now, because we can get a full interior for that. If they're doing a $1,000 Death Star, I don't know what's next. $1,200 for a UCS set? I already think $1,000 is really pushing it, even though we all know that this set will eventually be sold out on day one, because it's LEGO and it's LEGO Star Wars, and as we know, combination of LEGO and Star Wars, you were going to get some diehard fans going out there day one to buy it. So I guess what I really hope is that the gift with purchase or gift with purchases for this set are really worth it for paying that much money, and the set itself obviously needs to be extremely worth it. So if there's one set you were waiting to use your insider points on, this is definitely the one, if it lives up to the hype eventually when we get images and more details about it. I didn't expect this at all. 2025 is already shaping up to be an insane year for LEGO Star Wars, even crazier than I already thought it was going to be. So I'm super excited to see what the future has for LEGO Star Wars this year, what the remaining sets for the year are going to be. We already have an exciting wave of January sets almost here. So let me know in the comments your thoughts on everything that has happened. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more LEGO content, and I'll see you in the next one.